Hello, friends. Welcome to Multiverse with Chandra Kant on AKULMAC Live channel. And you know that we are live, and this is a special session where you can get attached, engaged with us by sending your messages. Your messages will get displayed on our screen right away, and we will address those questions. So, as you know, that we bring information, strange information about celestial body every day in the morning, and today we are going to discuss about moon. These are the interesting facts that we want to talk about moon, which you may or may not be aware. So let's go to our live feed, and as you can see, this is the live feed as it appears now. All I've done is increase the speed so that a little bit of motion is visible. So the first fact is there are moonquakes. Believe it or not, there are moonquakes on the moon, and the moonquakes originate deep below the surface of the moon, and then it actually traveled all the way up to the surface. These moonquakes are actually created by the gravitational pull of Earth. So while moon exert its pressure, gravitational pressure or gravitational force on Earth, likewise Earth also do the same thing. And most of the moonquakes are created by the gravitational pull of the Earth. And scientists have even found that the frequency of these moonquakes can be determined by how far the moon is from the Earth. So if the moon is very close in its orbit, there will be a bigger quake, and if it is far off, there will be a smaller or a less number of quakes. So what next? Well, if you travel to moon and you carry your compass to find your way, the chances are that your compass won't work on moon, simply because compass basically react to the earth magnetic field or generally any magnetic field. And since moon does not have any magnetic field, compass will not be able to guide you on your path. So carrying a compass is futile on the surface of moon. Maybe GPS is a better solution. So keep that in mind, folks. What next? Well, what happens is that it's sort of a slingshot movement around Earth, and moon also exert the gravitational pull on Earth. By the way, the size of moon is equal to the entire Pacific Ocean, so it has a substantial size, and therefore it exerts substantial gravitational pull. What happens year on year is that the uh, uh, the moon is actually going further away, and every year it reduces the speed of rotation by a small bit. So earlier Earth was rotating very fast, but moon has actually created a sort of a balance, and now what we have today is 24 hours day. That means 24 hours of rotation of Earth. It is pretty much controlled by moon, and as the moon keeps going away further and further, the Earth keeps slowing down even more. So moon actually controls the rotation of the Earth. Believe it or not, this is a very interesting fact. What next? Well, this is very strange. For a planet which is the size of Earth, the moon has a size which is 400 times smaller than sun, and it is actually 400 times closer to Earth. So as a result, it is at an equilibrium where during the eclipse, moon is able to hide the entire sun behind it. And you might have seen those pictures. So this is very peculiar. There are no other satellites of any other planet in the solar system which does that, uh, and therefore it helps us study sun in great detail during eclipse. So it is an interesting fact. I thought I'll bring it up for you. And if you have any questions, you can send in your message, and the message will display here right away. What next? Well, this is quite interesting. Moon actually rotates quite slowly, and as you know that moon has only one face visible on Earth. Only one side of the moon faces the Earth. That is because it takes about 29 Earth days to complete one rotation. So one day on moon, I mean the moon day, as you can, if you want to call it that way, from sunrise to sunset is equal to 29 Earth days, and that is one cycle of the moon. I mean, if you just see that, and then it repeats all over again, and because of this, during a month we see different phases of moon, but only one side of the moon because it rotates kind of synchronized with the rotation of a month rotation of Earth, and that is why we always see uh, the front side, as we call it, not the back side. What next? Well, there is no atmosphere on moon. Moon does not have any atmosphere, so when the sun rays are striking down on the surface of the moon, there is no scattering. Just like Earth, when the sun rays come on Earth, because of the atmosphere, the molecules of atmosphere scatter the sun rays, and then we start seeing them in different frequencies of the visible light. And that is why we see during the twilight a red sky, and when the sun comes up in the sky we start seeing blue, because blue is the scattered light because of the atmosphere. And this is something so strange. If you go to moon, you will not see the twilight zone either in the morning or evening, because there is no atmosphere to scatter the light, so you'll see a light shadow moving across the surface of the moon, just like you're seeing it right now. So there is no twilight. It is either dark or it is illuminated by sun rays. What next? Well, some people say that the moon also impact the mind of the people, and that is why it actually impact adversely, as people say, and that is the origin of word lunatic. Some people say that during full moon certain people become insane, and that is why they are called lunatic, because it is all driven from the full moon phenomena. The ancient Greeks uh, knew that moon affect the oceans, and therefore they thought it affects the water. And to explain this phenomena of erratic behavior of humans, some humans, not all of them, during full moon, they said that uh, it affects the water which is there in your brain, and because of that you start behaving in a erratic manner. So this is something strange the ancient Greeks believed. There could be some logic, we don't know. However, there is no proof of this kind of behavior, uh, but the fact is that some people behave irrationally on a full moon day. Well, believe it or not, the sample which were brought back from moon, and the moon soil, which is also called moon dust, and the rocks and all, especially the moon dust, it smells like spent gunpowder. So it appears that the moon formed after a huge explosion, and there was a lot of burning. Maybe moon was very hot, and since moon is an isolated body, it retains most of its early characteristics, and because of that, because there was burning on the surface of the moon dust smells like spent gunpowder. I don't know whether you've heard about this before, but this is an interesting fact, because this is something which is coming into a factoid, and you must keep it. I mean, you must keep it in mind that uh, when you bring it down on Earth, it'll smell like a spent gunpowder. It's burnt. The surface may have been burnt sometime in the past. What next? So, as I said, the moon is tidally locked to Earth, and it follows a 1 month cycle. So certain civilizations in the past used to follow the moon defined year. Unlike we use today, the year is defined using how much transit Earth has around the sun. But in the ancient times, there are certain calendars which are based on moon cycle, and that is how we have the month. Months are basically initially driven out of the moon cycle around the earth. However, since it is steadily locked, you will never see the backside of the moon from earth, and consequently only 59% of the surface of the moon will be ever visible from earth, because it will keep facing only one side. And since it's a circular body, so it starts showing more than 50%. So 59% of the moon is visible from earth at all times. Well, the last fact is that there is a treaty among all the countries, there is an agreement among all the countries, and it is similar to you have the international waters. So as you know that the ocean, which is very wide and very big, and you can go inside freely in the ocean. And so there are certain oceans which are part of the country, and there are certain oceans which are away from the countries. So countries will have jurisdiction only on the ocean which is part as a demarcated line, as a boundary, and they control that portion of the ocean. But most of the ocean is actually international ocean. That means it is free for all to go there, and there are certain laws around that. You cannot conduct any experimentation, you cannot do any fishing and all that. You can just visit to explore things, and that is the treaty among all countries. Similarly, moon is also considered as part of that treaty, where no test, no commercial activity is allowed by any country, and it is treated as available for all country freely for exploration purposes and scientific experiments only. So friends, I think these are the 10 interesting facts about moon. I thought I will talk about it today morning. Tell me what do you feel about it. Share your thoughts with us, and I will respond to each and every comment that you send us. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you again in Multiverse with Chandra Kant tomorrow. Until then, have a nice day and have a good time. Bye bye for today.